You are listening to the Marriage Clinic podcast, a podcast on love, marriage, and personal development. Our purpose is to inspire and equip you with knowledge and skills to enable you to have lasting and fulfilling relationships. Now your host, Joshua Mulgrew.
Hello. This is the Marriage Clinic podcast. New year, new format, new things we are doing. And it's your favorite Uncle Josh who is here with you today to help you walk the journey of your relationships, your marriage, and your personal development. The Marriage Clinic podcast, our purpose is to help you with your relationships, help you in your marriage, and help you in your personal development. So once a week, I come here with you and I give you a couple of things that could help you out and help you improve in these areas. All right, let's jump right in. This is season 2, episode 2. So we are in season 2, episode 2. And as I like to do, as you know, I'm a person of faith and I often like to share a scripture that may be relevant for the week. Proverbs chapter 16 verse 3 says, "Commit to the Lord whatever you do, and he will establish your plans." We're still in the first quarter of a new year, and today I want to speak to you about relationship goals for the single people in a new year. Let me say it again. Relationship goals for single people in a new year. So if you are single, you're not in a relationship, you're not committed to anyone, you're not married, and you've entered a new year and you hope that this year you will be able to get a boyfriend or get a girlfriend or get engaged or get married, this particular one is for you. I'm going to teach you how to set some goals that will help you as a single, unattached person to make it better this year. All right? So, as you know, it's a new season, it's a new year. And one of the beautiful things about a new year is that we always get an opportunity for a second chance. The beauty of a new year. In fact, the beauty of a new day and a new week and a new year, in fact, a new month and a new year, is simply that we get another chance to do it again. So if you woke up this morning, realize that you've had another chance to do it over again. Now, what you need to do is forget about the past failures or failures of the previous year. Maybe last year you were in a relationship and it didn't work out, or maybe last year you came very close and still didn't get the prize, or maybe last year was a season of heartache or a season of rejection. I don't know what last year was like for you. Maybe just put in the chat one word what last year was like relationship-wise for you. Painful, joyful, rewarding, confusing. With one word, just tell me in the chat what it was like for you, okay? But no matter what it was like, you need to forget about the past failures, all right? You also need to evaluate your mistakes. What did I do wrong last year? Let me give you a tip that will help you not only in relationships, but it's also going to help you when it comes to do with life. Whenever something goes wrong and you focus on what people did wrong to you, you can't grow. So maybe he cheated and he left you. And if people say, "Oh, why did the relationship not work out?" And you say, "Well, I was dating a cheat and he was such a horrible person. I don't know why I keep picking bad people and all the blame is on him." You most likely would date a cheat again. So the question you need to ask yourself is, if I keep dating people who cheat on me, then the problem is not them. The problem is me who is picking them. So once you come into a new year, it's important that you learn to evaluate yourself. Look at the mistakes you made, not from the perspective of what the other person did, but where you went wrong. Why do I attract these kinds of people? Why am I unable to keep people? Answering these questions will help you. And then we come to setting goals in this new year. So as I said, today we are doing relationship goals for the single people. for single people in the new year, and we're about to jump into some principles we can use to set good goals for the new year. Tip number one, forgive yourself for past mistakes. No matter the mistakes you've made in the past, what you did or did not do, forgive yourself. You need to remember that forgiving yourself means letting go of the feelings of guilt, shame, or remorse for past actions or mistakes. And you also need to accept that you are human and everybody makes mistakes. So maybe you may be looking at it and you say, Uncle Josh, you don't understand. I had this good lady. She was the perfect lady and I made a mistake and I've lost her. Yes, it was a mistake, but you need to forgive yourself. Maybe now that you look back, you thought you could live without her and now you realize that it's not that easy to live without her. Or maybe you felt you were so pretty and a new guy will come around, so you broke up so easily and it's been the whole of last year. No one even asked for your phone number. Forgive yourself. It's about acknowledging your past actions, understanding the reasons behind why you did what you did, and taking steps to make amends. So number one, forgive yourself. Number two, you need to improve and develop yourself. You need to improve and develop yourself. Let me put it this way. What makes someone attracted to you is based on what you are bringing into the person's life. So what you need to ask yourself is, which areas do I need to improve and develop myself this year? Set goals in those areas. A person who desires marriage should set goals to work on personal growth and development. Do you understand me? This can include goals related to like self-awareness, emotional intelligence, communication skills. Maybe you don't know how to talk. When you are angry, you don't know how to express your anger. And all these other areas that help you build a strong personality that makes others want to be around. Probably your biggest issue is that when you lose your temper, it's bad. Or your biggest issue is you easily get irritated by people. Or maybe you are a little too needy in your approach. But you need to set a goal for yourself and decide that I need to improve and develop myself to set myself up for this year to be a good year relationship-wise. Or maybe your problem is you gossip a little bit too much. Or you smother people with attention. Yes, you're trying to ask her out. She said yes, and in the morning you're at her door. In the afternoon you're at her door. Or maybe you are jealous and you need to improve in that area. The relationship has just been 1 month and you're already telling her no one should call you. Let me check your phone. You've put a tracker on her car. You've put a tracker on her phone. You may need to improve. All right. So I said number one was forgive yourself. Number two was improve and develop yourself. Number three, you need to become financially stable. Let me put it this way. Forgive me. Broke people have no business being in a relationship. Relationships cost money. And when I say broke people, what I'm trying to say is that if you intend to be in a relationship that will lead to marriage, you need to begin to work on your financial stability. Being financially stable is an important aspect of being ready for marriage. Marriage is not free. Marriage costs money. And in order to be married, you need to have a stable source of income. So when we talk about financial stability, you are setting goals to improve your financial literacy. Well, Uncle Josh, I'm still a student and I'm not working. That's fine. You're a student and you're not working. That is fine. But can you do some financial literacy courses? Learn about money, how to save, how to invest, how to budget, how to manage the money that you have, and begin to practice. All right? Learn about budgeting and learn to help yourself become financially stable. Which brings us to number 4. You need to set goals to build strong social networks. Build strong social networks. What do I mean by strong social networks? You need to know people beyond your usual circle of knowing people. If the only people you know are your work colleagues and your church colleagues, marriage will be difficult. Because a lot of the time, the person you end up settling down with will be someone who is so far off. I remember, how did I meet my wife? I met her through a cousin. Dropping off a cousin somewhere. And I've told this story so many times, it's old. My cousin had to go somewhere. She had to pick up food. If you're thinking about the food, yes, it was jollof rice. She went to my wife to pick up the food. I saw my wife and vavavoom. Social networks. And if you had asked me at the beginning of that year, do you think you are going to meet your wife through your cousin? My answer would have been no. The more people you know, the better the chances of getting into a relationship. So build social networks. Building a strong network of friends and family can help a person feel more fulfilled and connected in life. Which brings me to our number 5. Number 5. Now, for this number 5, please lean in. Actively search. You can't keep waiting to meet somebody. You need to actively search. And for the ladies out there, shoot your shots. Okay? Listen, when I talk about ladies shooting their shot, let me explain this. It's not a sin for a lady to ask a guy out. But when a lady asks a guy out, sometimes it spooks a guy. So I like to advise ladies in this way. If there's a guy you like, you're getting close to him, he's a friend, things are getting a bit close, but he's not saying anything or defining the relationship, you need to have a frank conversation with him. You just need to just put it to him. You're not asking him out, but you say, look, hey, we're friends for this long. Where is this leading? You know? And you say, look, I like to categorize my friends based on where the relationship is going, and I can't seem to get a read on you. What's going on? Trust me, you may have just opened the door for him to say, you see, I didn't know how I'll say it, but I think I kind of like you. Hey, afa, as we'll say in Ghana. But guys, you need to actively search. And you see, when we talk about actively searching, sometimes you need to tell your friends and family you are open to referrals. You see, let me give you a Ghanaian proverb in Tree. It says, if you, literal translation is, if you sell your sickness, you get its treatment. But basically what it means is that until you tell people the sickness you have, people cannot give you the right herbal treatment. So sometimes you need to tell some of your girlfriends, if you're a guy, that, hey, look, I don't know, I've been striking out in this relationship thing and I think I really want to settle down. If you have a friend who is good and you think would work out together, direct me there and we'll see where it goes from there. There's no shame in that. You can tell your pastor, you know what, where it has reached, I think I need a husband. And pastor, if you could suggest someone you think I will click with, that's fine. But actively search. Don't keep saying next month and when I finish this contract and I have to go on this business trip. Actively search if you know you desire a relationship in the new year. That brings me to number 6. Improve your communication skills. Improve your communication skills. Learn how to talk. For guys and for ladies, learn how to hold a conversation. Learn how to express yourself. Well, I'm an introvert. So what? Invest in learning how to hold a conversation. I know good guys who have missed out on great ladies because they just didn't know how to talk. So improve your communication skills. Good communication is an essential part of healthy relationships. Learn how to listen. Learn how to be assertive. Learn how to understand nonverbal communication. She's tired. She looks exhausted and you are determined to propose that evening. You tell her, oh, let's go and sit somewhere and eat. And she says, oh, the way I'm tired. But in your mind, you have already planned that I'm taking her out to this restaurant. After we have had the drinks, I'm proposing. If she says no, no meal, we are going home. True story. Someone did that to my sister. Anyway, that's a story for another day. But hey, if you need to learn how to communicate, understand people's body language. And sometimes she's not just into you. Move on. All right? Brings me to the last but one. You need to learn about emotional intelligence. I have a YouTube video out there about emotional intelligence. I'll be glad if you could go watch it. But invest in understanding how to manage your emotions and how to navigate conflict. It's an important aspect of any healthy relationship. How to manage your emotions. How to manage your emotions. Then brings me to the last. That's but one. That's number 8. Follow biblical principles. Look, if you're not a person of faith, you can still listen. Look at what the Bible says about how to manage relationships and do it. Don't do things you shouldn't be doing and do things you should be doing. You understand? I know you get it. But this year, be committed to stick to the biblical principles that should govern a relationship. Well, Uncle Josh, but everybody is doing it. Everybody is spending a weekend at their boyfriend's house. You spent a weekend at your boyfriend's house. How did that one end? Or as we say, how be market now? So you need to take a firm decision and decide that, you know what, I've tried it my way for this long, and maybe let me try it the way God says we should try it. And the last thing is enjoy the view while you climb the ladder. Enjoy the view while you climb the ladder. Understand this clearly. While you wait to get into a relationship, live your life. Don't get so pinned down with, I'm waiting for a relationship, that you cease to be human and cease to enjoy life. Take it one step at a time. Hey, we've come to the end of this week's episode. This is the Marriage Clinic podcast, a podcast about love, marriage, and your personal development. Look for me on all the socials, especially on TikTok. We're blowing up there. I keep responding to people on TikTok, especially. Look for Dr. Joshua Mogri on TikTok, on Facebook, on Twitter, on YouTube, on Instagram, and any other social network. Look for Dr. Joshua Mogri. It brings us to our question for the week, which is Ask Uncle Josh. Let me answer that question quickly. Ask Uncle Josh. We have a question from Nigeria. And she is called, I hope I pronounced your name well, Wamandi. I hope if I've butchered the name, please forgive me. You said, please, sir, what about a situation where the man wants you to have a child for him first before he gets married to you? He wants the baby so bad because he wants to travel outside, sir. So what I'm understanding is that you're dating a man. The man says, I need you to have a baby for me before I get married to you. And my reason is I need to be sure you can have a child. And I want to travel abroad, and I want to have a child before I travel abroad. My dear sister, run for the hills. A man should want to marry you for who you are and not because you can make a baby. A marriage is between a husband and a wife, plus or minus children. Now, what is the guarantee? And why should he want to get wife benefits, that is you carrying his child, when he's not willing to show you the greatest commitment of all, which is marrying you? So let's do the things the right way. Meet a man, date the man, marry the man, have a child for the man. I just talked about the biblical way. Anytime you turn this arrangement around, it often doesn't end well. So my dear sis, Uncle Josh is telling you that please don't do it. Don't make that mistake. I know several people that have made that mistake and are regretting it now. So please don't have a baby out of wedlock as much as you can. So take care. I've enjoyed the time I spent with you, Enjoy the rest of the day. Please share this with your friends. Please like it. Please comment so that it can get before so many people. God bless you. Take care. See you next week.